10 fairy tale castles you can actually visit. Imagine stepping into a storybook, where towering spires reach for the sky, stone walls whisper secrets of knights and kings, and every corner seems dipped in magic. It might sound like fantasy, but across the globe, there are real castles that look so enchanting they could have been plucked straight from a fairy tale. Did you know some of these castles have inspired Disney movies, while others hold centuries of dramatic history that shaped entire nations? Whether you're a history buff, a dreamer, or simply someone who loves to explore places that spark the imagination, these castles offer more than just stunning architecture. They invite you to walk through living legends. So buckle up as we journey through 10 castles so fantastical you'll wonder if you accidentally time traveled. Neuschwanstein Castle, Germany. Neuschwanstein is perhaps the quintessential fairy tale castle, perched high in the Bavarian Alps, like something out of a dream. Commissioned by King Ludwig II in the 19th century, this castle was meant as a retreat and a tribute to medieval legends. Its whimsical turrets and dramatic mountain backdrop inspired Walt Disney's Sleeping Beauty castle, cementing its status as the poster child for fantasy. But don't let the beauty fool you. Visiting Neuschwanstein during peak season means battling hordes of tourists and navigating long lines that test even the most patient of travelers. Plus, the steep climb up to the castle can be a workout, so wear comfortable shoes unless you want to feel like you're on a medieval treadmill. Château de Chambord, France. Chambord stands as a magnificent example of Renaissance architecture blending medieval fortress elements with the grace of French elegance. Nestled in the Loire Valley, this castle boasts the largest castle park in Europe and a unique double helix staircase rumored to be designed by Leonardo da Vinci himself, but don't let its grandeur fool you into thinking it's all smooth sailing. Maintaining this massive estate is a constant challenge, and parts of it can feel a little less polished than you'd expect from a royal palace. On the bright side, the sheer scale of Chambord means you'll probably find a quiet corner to ponder history without feeling like you're in a crowd. Eltz Castle, Germany. Hidden in the hills above the Moselle River, Eltz Castle looks like it was plucked straight from a Grimm brothers' tale. Unlike some of the more touristy castles, Eltz remains privately owned by the same family for over 800 years, which means its interiors are remarkably well preserved and filled with authentic medieval artifacts. Visiting here feels less like a tourist trip and more like an invitation into a secret world. However, the castle's location means getting there involves a scenic but sometimes slippery hike, so bring sturdy shoes and prepare for a little adventure. The castle's fairy tale charm is complemented by its mysterious history of sieges and noble intrigues, which you can learn about during guided tours that make the past come alive. Himeji Castle, Japan. Often called the White Heron Castle because of its brilliant white exterior, Himeji Castle is Japan's finest surviving example of feudal architecture and arguably the most photogenic. Built in the 17th century, this sprawling fortress survived wars, earthquakes, and fires, making it a symbol of resilience and artistry. Walking through Himeji is like stepping into a living ukiyo-e woodblock print, where every roof curve and defensive design has a story. But navigating the complex layout can be a bit of a maze, and the castle sees millions of visitors annually, especially during cherry blossom season, so timing is everything. There's a light-hearted charm to the thousands of steps and winding corridors. Imagine training as a samurai as you explore Peña Palace, Portugal. Perched dramatically on a hilltop in Sintra, Peña Palace is a riot of colors and styles, a true feast for the eyes that looks like it was assembled from a painter's wildest palette. Built in the 19th century on the ruins of a monastery, this palace combines Gothic, Moorish, and Renaissance elements, creating a whimsical collage that feels like a fairy tale exploded into reality. But beware, the weather in Sintra can be unpredictable, often shrouding the palace in mist that either adds to the magic or makes photography a challenge. Visiting Peña Palace means dealing with crowds, especially on weekends, and navigating steep paths, so comfortable footwear and patience are essential. Windsor Castle, England. Windsor Castle is not just a fairy tale castle, it's a working royal palace and the oldest inhabited castle in the world, making it a living testament to British history. Walking through its grand halls, you're following in the footsteps of monarchs from Henry VIII to Queen Elizabeth II. The scale and opulence here are jaw-dropping, with lavish state apartments, priceless art, and the iconic round tower offering panoramic views. However, its status as a royal residence means certain areas can be off-limits during official events, and security measures are stricter than your average tourist spot. Plus, visiting during weekends or holidays can mean massive crowds. Bran Castle, Romania, often dubbed Dracula's Castle, Bran Castle's Gothic turrets and eerie location atop a rugged hill have made it a magnet for those fascinated by vampire legends. While the link to Vlad the Impaler, the historical figure behind Dracula, is tenuous, the castle itself is a spectacular mix of medieval fortress and fairy tale fantasy. The dark, twisting staircases and narrow corridors evoke a deliciously spooky vibe, perfect for thrill seekers and history buffs alike. But don't let the vampire hype overshadow the real treasure: the castle's rich history, stunning mountain views, and charming local crafts in the nearby village. Elt's Castle. Hidden in the hills above the Moselle River, Elt's Castle looks like it was plucked straight from a Grimm brothers tale. Unlike some of the more touristy castles, Elt's remains privately owned by the same family for over 800 years, which means its interiors are remarkably well preserved and filled with authentic medieval artifacts. Visiting here feels less like a tourist trip and more like an invitation into a secret world. However, the castle's location means getting there involves a scenic but sometimes slippery hike, so bring sturdy shoes and prepare for a little adventure. The castle's fairy tale charm is complemented by its mysterious history of sieges and noble intrigues, which you can learn about during guided tours that make the past come alive. Alcazar of Segovia, Spain. The Alcazar of Segovia looks like a ship sailing through the clouds with its towering spires and fairy tale silhouette dominating the skyline. This castle began as a Roman fortress and evolved through centuries into a royal palace and military stronghold. Its story is one of battles, royal romances, and architectural marvels, with the castle's design famously inspiring Disney's Cinderella Castle. While the Alcazar is stunning, it does get busy during peak tourist seasons, and some areas are steep and not suitable for those with mobility issues. Inside, the richly decorated rooms and armory exhibit a dramatic blend of styles and history, making it a fascinating visit for those who love medieval lore. Prague Castle, Czech Republic. Sitting majestically above the Vltava River, Prague Castle is less a single castle and more a sprawling complex of palaces, churches, and gardens that represent a millennium of Czech history. It's one of the largest castles in the world, with architectural styles ranging from Gothic to Baroque, making it a visual feast for the eyes and a treasure trove for history enthusiasts. However, the sheer size means you'll need a good pair of shoes and plenty of time to explore it all properly. Watch out for pickpockets in the busy tourist areas, and try to visit early in the morning to beat the crowds. From the stunning St. Vitus Cathedral to the charming Golden Lane, every corner of Prague Castle tells a story that's as enchanting as any fairy tale. Remember to like this video if it sparked your wanderlust, subscribe for more journeys through extraordinary places, and share your favorite castle experiences in the comments below. Keep dreaming, keep exploring, and who knows, maybe your next adventure will start in a castle tower.